And I will always love you. And I will always love you.
Really
All
at
right.
those high notes. Yeah.
Hello, hi, welcome. The name of the show is Politics, although I call it Politrix, and the title of this episode is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. My name is Presh.
And I'm Ty.
And I'm the third guy.
Hey.
Alright, yeah. I was reminded of something this week. Oh, sorry, before I get to that, right?
Yeah.
Whitney Houston is your parents' favorite singer. So I didn't think about that until I was thinking. Yeah. Anyway, I was reminded of something this week. So in the 90s and early 2000s TV, to get the ratings up, they would like kill off a character.
Okay.
But like something would happen, like the camera would cut to black and you would hear a gunshot go off.
Yeah.
So you don't know who was shot.
Yeah.
And then they would like, put out a bunch of ads like, oh my god, who was shot? Find out next week on whatever episode, right?
Yeah.
To entice you to watch and find out, right?
Right.
Anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
The cleanup from last week, right?
Yeah.
So last week we didn't do an episode, we did a commentary.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks ago I started the episode by saying, ooh, howdy dowdy, Troy Gowdy. Right. So first of all, his name is Trey, not Troy.
Oh.
But also his name is not Trey. Right. His real name is Harold Wilson Gowdy III.
That's wild.
So I assume it's like, in Mexican, it's uno, dos, tres.
Yeah, well, tres.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's similar.
Yeah,
right?
I guess.
So he's Harold Wilson III. Right. So that's why I think it's something like, derived from that.
Yeah.
But anyway, Trey is a nickname.
Okay.
So yeah, calling him Troy is as valid as calling him Trey. Neither of those are his real name. Right. But whatever. Also, I said that he was a senator.
Yeah.
But he was only a member of the House of Representatives. So
Okay.
not as special.
Yeah.
Do you know the difference?
One sits in a house and the other one senates.
All right. So you have Congress.
Yes.
Congress is made up of the Senate and of the House.
Ah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
The House, goes quicker.
Yeah.
They have elections every 2 years.
Okay.
So, and senators serve for 8 years.
Yeah.
So, the thing they say is that the Senate is for long-term thinking and the House is for short-term thinking.
Okay.
But yeah, the thing is there's just so many more people in the House of Representatives, it's kind of diluted.
All right.
Whereas there's only 100 senators, 2 for every state. So, it's much more elite.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. And senators have more power,
Okay.
right? The Senate just has more power than the House.
Because they're making kind of, I guess, longer term decisions as well.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know why they're so prestigious. But anyway, right, that's not really, has to do anything with the episode. Right? So he decided not to seek re-election in 2018 and he went back to being a lawyer, which was his profession before he became a politician.
Right, I see. Okay.
Anyway, into the news. Well, I should also say this is going to be a very unprofessional episode. As per usual. We should actually only mention when it's going to be a professional episode. It'd be far easier to do that because every week, I come here and I'm like, listen guys, sorry. I fucked up. Usually,
There was an episode, maybe a month and a half back, where
Yes.
you were like,
this is the most unprofessional episode since last week. But,
no.
Yes.
It was from this episode onwards, we're going to be professional. I'm going to have my notes completed every week.
All right. And there hasn't been a single week. Well, except for the commentary weeks.
Yeah.
We did Lion King and they cloned Tyrone.
Yes.
Anyway, so we have 2 weeks of news to get through.
Yes.
But I only have a handful of stories written down.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to get at you.
Okay.
And the first thing is the Joburg fire. Did you hear about this?
Yes, I have.
So this happened 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
So anytime I mention like this happened on Thursday or this happened on Friday, from the article I'm reading, that means from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention it, even though it happened a while ago, just because it happened.
Yeah,
it's
news.
a notable thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm getting this from CNN. At least 74 people have died and dozens more were injured after a fire tore through a 5-story building in central Johannesburg, which had been turned into informal housing. Authorities said that they have moved through the building floor by floor, searching for survivors and pulling out charred bodies and laying them on the streets. At least 12 children were among those killed, city officials said at a news conference on Thursday afternoon. The fire has now been extinguished, rescue officials said. In addition to the dead, more than 50 other people were injured, according to Robert Mulautsi, a spokesperson for the city's emergency services. So the cause of the blaze remains unclear, but authorities at the scene gave no indication it was deliberate. The fire broke out at about 1:30 a.m. local time, when many people inside the building were asleep. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has called it a tragedy.
Damn.
It took place in a quote-unquote hijacked building in central Johannesburg, Mulautsi said, referring to what he said were hundreds of settlements inside. Hijacked buildings seen in many parts of downtown Johannesburg refer to buildings abandoned by landlords and taken over by gangs or other groups and leased out mostly to migrants and South Africans who don't have the means to afford other forms of housing.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So, there's two groups that there's lots of people to blame.
Yeah.
But the two groups I would say is, first of all, the government.
Okay. Yeah.
They should have... this brings to mind the Grenfell disaster. Do you know what that is?
No.
So a few years ago in England, there's this public house. Well, I can't remember, but it was housing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the government decided to go for the cheaper option, which wasn't fireproof in the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
So that building burnt down with lots of people inside. It was just a failure of the government to, protect its people.
Yeah.
Similarly here, it's why didn't the government step in, clear these places up, and enforce proper standards?
Yeah.
Safety standards, etc.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Yeah.
The second thing is landlords.
Yes.
So not in this situation, because it says the buildings were abandoned by landlords. I'm saying landlords in general.
Yeah.
What is the organizing principle of leftists? What is the difference between what a capitalist believes and a leftist?
Capitalists are more like, I guess, money hungry.
No,
not really. So
look.
Yes.
A capitalist believes that ownership means you should get the profits.
Yes.
And leftist believes that the workers should get the profit.
Yes.
That's the key difference.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
What does a landlord do?
They get profit from ownership.
Yes, but it's the worst form of exploitation, right?
Yeah.
They didn't build the building.
No.
They just they didn't do anything. They bought it.
Yes.
Other people are living there, and they have to pay a fee every month.
Yeah.
So the capitalist has done nothing in that case.
Yeah.
It's the most laziest stuff. All of them are exploiting people.
Yeah.
Landlords are the biggest exploiters.
They're extra exploitive.
Yes, which is why Chairman Mao took a personal disliking to them.
Yeah.
But anyway, right? The landlords, the prices for housing is so high, which forces people, like it said, they don't have the means to get other forms of housing because
Yeah.
the landlords put the rent so high.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess it's more on the government as well to force the people to put the rent lower.
Yeah.
But, those are the two groups of people I see
Yeah.
that are most to blame for this.
Fair enough.
Right.
Yeah.
The second story is Danny Masterson.
Oh,
Do you know who that is?
yeah. Well, I didn't know what his name was until this past couple of weeks.
Alright, but when I was a kid, I used to watch a show called That 70s Show.
Yes.
And he was not the main guy, but he was one of the main cast.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm reading this from Variety, right?
Okay.
Danny Masterson has been sentenced to 30 years to life in prison after being convicted for rape earlier this year. Masterson, best known for starring on the hit Fox sitcom That 70s Show and in Netflix's The Ranch, was facing a potential sentence of 30 years to life in prison. The actor, who maintains his innocence, was convicted on 2 of 3 forcible rape charges this past May. Masterson was accused of raping 3 women at his Hollywood Hills home between 2001 and 2003, which was during the time he was on That 70s Show. The jury convicted him of raping 2 women in 2003, but could not reach a verdict on an allegation from November 2001 involving a former girlfriend, though the jurors voted in favor of conviction. I'm not done.
Okay.
I was just scrolling down.
Okay.
At the sentencing, the 3 women in the case told the judge that Masterson's crimes had ruined their lives and asked the judge to give Masterson life behind bars. Jane Doe 1 called the actor a true coward and a heartless monster. Jane Doe 2 said, Masterson, across the courtroom, I still have to contend with what you did to me that night. That takes a life's worth of therapy to repair. Every time I think I'm okay, that rape comes back to me. Jane Doe 3 told the judge that she had been diagnosed with PTSD. Right, so that's the end of the...
I don't understand the third count, because they said they could not reach a verdict, but the jurors voted in favor of conviction.
The first 2, not the third.
Oh.
These are individual things.
Oh, right, okay. Okay, yeah.
Right. So it's not like they all bundle together and it's like, if you're innocent of one, you're innocent of everything.
Right, okay. Okay, yeah.
Right. But yes. So, moving on. But that's just, I don't want to say regular, but you hear a lot of these stories of like actors, directors, producers,
It happens far too often.
Yes. There was a whole Me Too movement about this.
Yeah.
This very problem, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, but the next thing that I found disgusting is both Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher wrote letters of
Support.
Vouching for his character.
Yeah.
So, let me read. So this is from Ashton Kutcher, the first one, and the second one is from Kunis.
Okay.
While I'm aware that the judgment has been cast as guilty on 2 counts of rape by force, and the victims have a great desire for justice, I hope that my testament to his character is taken into consideration in sentencing, Kutcher wrote. I do not believe he is an ongoing harm to society. This is from Kunis now.
Okay.
I wholeheartedly vouch for Danny Masterson's exceptional character and the tremendous positive influence he has had on me and the people around him. His dedication to leading a drug-free life and genuine care he extends to others make him an outstanding role model and friend, Kunis wrote. From the very beginning, I could sense his innate goodness and genuine nature, she added of Masterson in her letter. His caring nature and ability to offer guidance have been instrumental in my growth both personally and professionally. CNN has reached out to representatives for Kunis and Kutcher for comment.
So they're defending a rapist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, just because they worked with him in the past, that means, and they had pleasant interactions with him, that means he's incapable of doing crimes elsewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Who knew?
And a lot of people have pointed out that it's especially insidious that Kunis mentioned, dedicated to leading a drug-free life.
Yeah.
When he drugged the people that he raped.
Yeah.
So, extremely upsetting story. Yeah, I just hope, the victims find, peace from this settlement.
Yeah.
Anyway, the third story is Elon Musk blaming the ADL for a loss of revenue, right?
Yeah.
So, first of all, I don't support the ADL.
Okay.
What they do a lot of the time is accuse people who are pro-Palestine of being anti-Semites.
Yes.
Because they take any criticism of Israel as being anti-Jew.
Yes.
Which it absolutely is not.
No.
We are criticizing the right-wing government of Israel, which is, oppressing Palestinian people.
Yeah.
Right? So, I'm no friend to the ADL. Right?
Yeah.
But I don't like Musk either. So, the story is very much like, let them fight.
Yeah.
I don't care. Right? But I thought I'd just mention the story. So,
okay. Yeah.
Elon Musk on Monday posted that he was against anti-Semitism and has blamed the Anti-Defamation League for lost advertising revenue since his acquisition of X, formerly known as Twitter.
Okay.
The tech mogul posted his stance on free speech and anti-Semitism seemingly out of the blue on his verified account on Monday afternoon. When asked by a user who was questioning his stance, Musk allegedly that the ADL has been trying to kill this platform by falsely accusing of it and me of being anti-Semitic. If this continues, we'll have no choice but to file a defamation suit against, ironically, the Anti-Defamation League, Musk wrote. If they lose the defamation suit, we will insist that they drop the anti part of their name, since obviously, right? He later wrote in another post that X has no choice but to file a defamation lawsuit against the group to clear his company's name. An email to attorneys representing Musk and X asking whether a complaint has been drafted was not immediately returned. Okay. Musk also noted that X's advertising revenue remains down by 60% in the US and alleged that advertisers have told the social media platform that pressure from the ADL is part of the reason. The ADL said Monday that as a matter of policy, it does not comment on legal threats. A spokesperson referred NBC News to a general statement the organization made in response to a recent #ban the ADL campaign on the platform, which Musk has engaged with. Huh. Musk suggested in a post on Saturday that maybe he should run a poll on the matter. Such insidious efforts don't daunt us, the statement said. Instead, they drive us to be unflinching in our commitment to fight hate in all its forms and ensure the safety of Jewish communities and other marginalized groups. NBC News reported in November that advertisers were pulling back from the platform as companies had concerns regarding what changes Musk would make with the social media platform. Musk blamed activist groups for attempting to destroy free speech in America in a post at the time. The comments from Musk were later given additional context by users, which linked to news articles that suggested advertisers were acting on their own accord.
So, community notes.
Yeah. X filed a lawsuit last month against the Center for Countering Digital Hate, a non-profit organization that monitors hate speech and disinformation. He accused the center of orchestrating a scare campaign to drive away advertisers from the X platform, according to the suit filed in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California. The lawsuit alleges that CCDH published reports accusing the platform of failing to take action against hate speech and that the CCDH committed a series of unlawful acts designed to improperly gain access to the platform's data. Let me just go to the end here, right?
Okay.
A study from Montclair State University last year showed a spike in hate speech on the platform the day Musk took over at the company in October.
Huh.
The terms studied included vulgar and hostile terms for individuals based on race as well as other protected classes. The data conclusively shows that there is a correlation between Musk's arrival and a broader perceived acceptability to posted hostile content on Twitter, the university said. So, thoughts?
That's a lot of stuff.
Yes, yeah. That's why I'm like, I shouldn't read this whole thing. I should just cut to the end, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so essentially, free speech absolutist, right?
Yes.
Which, again, I need to stress. Free speech is when the government,
Yes.
punishes you for saying something they don't like.
Yes.
A person posting racist things on Twitter, that's hate speech.
Yes.
Not free speech, right?
Yes.
So that's the first thing.
Right.
The second thing is the ADL is correct to to point that out, right?
Yes.
Him, I think this is another one of his dodges, right?
Okay.
Because he's obviously in a lot of debt
Yes.
for this situation.
Yes.
Because he's the only dumbass who was willing to pay 44 billion, right?
Yes.
So now he's trying anything and everything to raise funds to make it seem like he's, doing stuff.
Yeah.
So, this is just, another harebrained scheme to, generate some money.
Yeah.
But, like the way he worded it, saying that he's not anti-Semitic. I don't believe he is anti-Semitic. It's what they're saying is his decisions allowed anti-Semitism to spread.
Yes.
That's why what he's being accused of. So I don't know if he's intentionally deflecting, or he just doesn't want to come to terms with the fact that he's the cause of advertisers, going away. His erratic decisions, his changing policy on a whim,
He could have taken it as a personal attack to say that the spread of anti-Semitism on X correlates to him taking over, and he's like, no, that's not the case. I'm not anti-Semitic, so obviously this whole site can't be anti-Semitic as well. I don't know, it's very strange.
Yeah. Anyway, so while you give your news stories, right, I'm gonna rock back and forth on my chair.
Okay.
Like those guys in the countryside.
Oh, on a rocking chair.
Yes, they're on their rocking chair and they have a gun in their hands.
Yeah.
And they have a long piece of wheat.
Yes.
hanging out of their mouth.
Yeah.
That's me.
Okay.
Right? I'm rocking back and forth.
Okay.
So you carry on with your news.
Okay, cool. Unfortunately, a week ago or so, Steve Harwell passed away.
Who's that?
The lead singer of Smash Mouth.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he passed away from liver failure, but he struggled with alcoholism, and kind of makes sense, but it's just very sad. So,
R.I.P.
Our thoughts go out to
He seemed like a good guy.
Yeah.
Based on stuff I've seen.
Yeah.
Just pro-transgender people, anti-racism.
Yeah.
That's good in my book, if you ask me.
Pretty good guy as far as I could see as well. In other news, Mexico has decriminalized abortion nationwide.
That's pretty great.
Yeah. It also, the exact statement was, no woman or pregnant person, nor any health worker will be able to be punished for abortion. So, I mean...
That's wonderful news.
Yeah, that's really good on Mexico.
And from what I'm aware of, Mexico is a very, very religious country.
Yeah.
They heavy Catholic, so this is a step in the right direction, I feel.
Yeah, it's pretty nice for them, especially with all the stuff going on in the US. Well, that has been going on in the US. It's nice to see that they've kind of taken the opposite route and given a kind of I guess like a release is maybe, yeah. They've given a kind of release for women stranded in situations where they may be forced to terminate their pregnancies.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, are you aware of what Burning Man is?
Yes.
Yeah. So, for those of you that aren't, our listeners, Burning Man is basically where a bunch of rich people pay to act like poor people for a little while. And the whole thing is like kumbaya community.
Not really like poor people. It's about drugs.
Well, yeah.
They get our drugs and then they like feel empathy.
Yeah.
It's not about being poor.
I guess, yeah.
Like they have like a bartering system.
Yeah.
So they don't have money there. They like somebody will bring like water, somebody will bring like food, and then they'll like trade.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not about being poor. I don't know where you got that from.
That's just in my mind what it's about.
All right.
Anyway, it got flooded.
Yeah.
So tens of thousands of people at Burning Man were stranded in the desert. In the desert, by the way, while it flooded.
Yes.
So
another example of climate change.
Yeah, it's
the climate changing.
The climate has in fact changed.
Have you ever seen Face Off?
No, I can't say I have.
Okay, but anyway, it's a Nicolas Cage and John Travolta.
Oh.
And Nicolas Cage is on wild drugs and he's like, I'm going to take his face off. I'm going to take his face off. That's, you know, when you were saying that, I'm like, the climate is changing. The climate is changing. What the, how could I? All right, yes.
And finally, it seems like...
Wait, sorry. Before we do that.
Yes.
Do you know who Brace Belden is?
No.
So he's the host of a podcast I listen to. It's called True and On.
Okay.
Which, once again, we need to bleep that. So,
yeah.
No free promo. Right?
It's called bleep.
He started a rumor on Twitter that there was a cholera outbreak at Burning Man, right?
Okay.
And people just ran with it. Like, news sites started publishing that a cholera outbreak happened at Burning Man while that was happening, right? So that was pretty funny. It was a very funny couple of hours until people realized the hoax. And anyway, next story.
Finally, it seems like Mitch McConnell has shat himself again.
Yes.
Yeah, he once again, while doing I guess it was like a press conference kind of thing.
Yes. But the thing is, this time it was 10 seconds longer.
Yeah.
The first time was 20 seconds, this time was 30 seconds. So it's getting worse.
He's shitting himself more.
And once again, I would usually feel bad about
old people,
you know, going through it. But this is a very evil man. He deserves every single thing. And I'm glad it's happening in public and people are making fun of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's fucked over so many people. Yeah. You know, we were just talking about abortion, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have abortion in America because of him.
Yeah.
Directly by his actions.
Yeah.
So, you know, fuck
not
him.
a great guy. Yeah.
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 Anyway.
That's about it for the news, I think.
Right. So, oh no.
Oh no.
I've fallen in my chair.
Oh no.
It's me, the third guy. I guess I've wasted my life. My life is awful. You know,
no.
Presh has a future.
Oh.
Luckily, we have the machine from Chappie that that put Chappie inside a PlayStation. But instead of a PlayStation, I'm going to put my mind inside Presh's body and swap our minds. Okay. All right. Oh my God! It's me, Presh. I'm back to life. And by the way, since this is the thing, there could be new listeners, right?
Yes.
So they don't know this because we've mentioned this multiple times before, but the third guy and me are identical twins.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, R.I.P. to my brother, the poor guy. Yeah, you know, the thing is, I'm very worried we used to have a 3-person podcast.
Yeah.
Now it's 2 people.
Oh no.
We can't. You know what they say. 2 is too little. 3 is the perfect amount.
What are we gonna do?
Right. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Somebody died.
Yeah.
And if I mentioned that in the promo for this episode, that's just by coincidence. That was, there wasn't a... Yeah. But anyway, we've lost our 3-man dynamic now. Yes. So we're going to have to kind of pivot to a 2-man thing, which...
2 men and a body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we'll finish the episode and then bury the body. Yeah. But and it was very convenient that the Chappie machine was in my room.
We were actually about to introduce it as our special guest.
Yeah, well, but I was actually gonna sell it because I'm like, I don't have any use for this Chappie machine. I put an ad on Facebook to sell, and I got one offer, and I was my finger was hovering, and then you knocked on the door, and then we started the podcast. So yeah.
Damn. Anyway, down to 2 men now.
Yes. So let's get into the context of the movie, right?
Yeah.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were created in 1984 by comic book artists Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of them?
Yes.
Except for now.
No.
Alright. The Turtles are inspired by and somewhat a parody of superhero tropes of the time. Namely, the Teen Titans, where the teenage in their name comes from.
Yeah.
The X-Men, where the mutant in their name comes from. There's lots of random animal characters like Howard the Duck.
Okay.
Which is why they're turtles. They're just they picked a random...
they just picked an animal.
Yes.
And it happened to be turtles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And then the ninjas from Daredevil, which is the primary inspiration for this. Do you know Daredevil?
Yes.
Not do you know about his history, like the law?
Yeah, the chemicals and the blindness. Right. Yeah.
So, Daredevil's origin story is that a truck full of chemicals was driving by, and some of it splashed into his eyes, thereby blinding him, but enhancing all his other senses to a superhero level.
Like being a lawyer, for example.
I don't like that movie. You brought it up once again, you son of a bitch. You set me up. And... But I'm just going to move on. And, is that who you said when you mentioned Daredevil? Charlie Cox in that movie?
Yes.
Jesus, you son of a bitch. I was thinking of Ben Affleck in the 2005 movie.
Old Daredevil.
Yeah. Well... I also saw Charlie Cox in the TV show. Have you seen the TV show?
No. I've just heard of it.
Well, fake fan. Fake fan. We've caught him again.
I never said I was a Daredevil fan.
You just told me you know everything about him.
No,
I asked you, do you know him? You said, yes, I know everything. Now you're telling, he's flip-flopping, audience. But anyway, so the same chemical fell down the sewer and changed the turtles into mutants.
Yes.
Daredevil's main antagonist is a group of ninjas called the Hand.
Okay.
And the Turtles' main antagonist is Shredder, who is the leader of the Foot Clan. Lastly, Daredevil's teacher and mentor was named Stick.
Yeah.
While the Turtles' mentor is named Splinter. Right? The original run of comics were notable because they were drawn in black and white.
Yeah.
And the tone was extremely dark and gritty.
Okay.
The Turtles would straight up murder people.
Damn.
Right?
That's wild.
Some hectic shit. Right. So, the 1987 animated TV series ran for 10 seasons.
Okay.
It drastically changed the tone to be more kid-friendly by including jokes and general silliness, right?
Yeah.
Which is now how they are viewed in popular culture. They're viewed as like a comedic group, right?
Yeah.
And they're not viewed as serious and wild murderers, right? They're viewed as heroes. That's what I'm trying to say. And this animated TV show is what did that.
Yeah, I was gonna say funded, but that's not the right word.
So, I've never watched this show, so I can't comment.
Okay.
However, in 2003, they created a reboot
Yes.
which I used to watch.
Yeah.
This is where the entirety of my knowledge about them comes from.
Yeah.
I remember it being fun and interesting, but I found out now that the popular consensus that the first series was way better.
Okay.
And this is a huge letdown in comparison.
Huh.
They rebooted it 2 more times after that in 2012 and 2018. But again, I watched neither of those. So I can't offer an opinion. A 5th reboot was announced in July and is a spin-off of the movie we're covering today.
Nice.
Unlike the previous TV series, which I had no comment on, I know for a fact that I'll be watching this this new series because I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
So yes.
Oh.
So in terms of movies, a hugely popular live-action version came out in 1990 and is very highly regarded.
Okay.
So once again, I've never watched this. Right. And it was followed by 2 reportedly rubbish sequels.
Okay.
And again, I say reportedly because I've never seen it.
Fair enough.
I don't have any opinions on any of these things, right?
Yeah, right.
In 2007, a CGI version was released. And I definitely remember this movie coming out.
Yeah.
But again, I didn't watch it. Right? I'm giving a lot of great context here, right? People are really taking this in and they're getting a better view of the Ninja Turtles in the context section because of my keen insights here.
It's just at this time there was this thing.
Yes.
That's cool.
Just random facts that are,
yes.
found on the internet. Finally, a duology combining both live action and CGI elements came out in 2014 and 2016.
Yes.
These movies were produced by Michael Bay.
Right.
And unfortunately, once again, I haven't seen either of these movies. But I will say that I have seen pictures of the Turtles. Right? And they are unbelievably buff. Right? They're like 4 Incredible Hulks.
Yeah.
Which I wrote that before I watched the movie, where in this movie they compare themselves to the Hulk.
Yeah.
And they're not even that big in this animated one. Those Michael Bay ones, they are so big, dude. Yes. Right.
I did watch the 2016 one.
Right.
And it was like, yeah.
Is that all from all the things I mentioned? Was that the...
And the TV series from...
Which TV series?
2003.
Alright.
It was on TV.
Alright, yeah. As opposed to the movies or the radio. Yes, that TV series was on TV, I agree. Right. But anyway, then we have the topic of today's discussion.
Okay.
Which I have watched. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
nice.
you. I should be applauded.
Wow.
I should be applauded.
I would clap, but I have a mic in my hand.
Alright, well, you're not trying hard enough, in my opinion. You could have done more. So the movie was directed by Jeff Rowe, who I haven't heard about before. Right? But it's produced by Seth Rogen and his producing partner Evan Goldberg.
Okay.
So things that I've seen from them before. Preacher.
Oh.
Do you know what Preacher is?
Yeah.
I've definitely mentioned it to you before. Right?
Yeah, I watched like the first 2 episodes.
Jesus Christ, there were 4 seasons.
I know.
But yes, it's a very weird and wacky, both comic and TV show.
Yeah.
Right? So certain people may not find it funny or endearing, especially if you're religious, right?
Yeah.
But to me, it tickled all my,
yeah,
the things I love, right?
Those 2 episodes I watched were a blast.
Yeah, so truly, I have very high regard for Preacher. The next thing they did was The Boys, which I introduced to you.
Yes.
You hadn't seen it, and you were like sleeping over at our house.
Yeah.
And I put it on for you, and
yeah. Oh, that was great.
It's so unbelievable, bro.
Yeah.
The next show they did was Invincible.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
No.
So it's an animated superhero show.
Okay.
Again, it's like a parody of... it's similar to The Boys. It's a parody of traditional superhero stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, all very good stuff.
Yeah.
So anytime I see their names on the thing, I'm like, let's see what that's about.
Okay.
So the next thing is the score was made by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Okay.
So do you know who they are?
No.
All right. So I know them from their collaborations with David Fincher. I believe they won Best Score for The Social Network at the...
Wow.
I was going to say Grammys. No, the Oscars.
Yeah.
But don't quote me on that, right?
Okay.
And I know them from the Watchmen TV series.
Okay.
But apparently they are members of the band 9 Inch Nails.
Oh.
Which I don't know. I've never listened to.
Oh.
Following the trend here, I've never listened to one of their songs. Although I have heard Hurt.
Yes.
Which sang by Johnny Cash. Which is their song.
Yes.
So I've heard the song, but I haven't heard them sing it ever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the context for the movie. Now let's get into my thoughts.
All right.
Well, do you have any context?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm the unprepared one, but all right.
Yes.
So obviously a movie about strict parents holding on too hard.
Yes.
Which then causes the child to be sneaky and, can get them into trouble.
Yes.
It's much better to be open and, let your child explore things.
Yeah.
And you I don't know, watch out for them instead of being restrictive and then they try to do it anyway without your...
It's kind of like guide them through it instead of not allowing them to go there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? If they want to drink, maybe have them drink at your house.
Yeah.
So, they're not in public and something might happen when they're drunk.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas, if you ban your kid from drinking, they may just go out one day and get drunk and something might happen to them.
Yeah.
Because they're not...
they don't know how to handle themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, right?
Yeah, right.
Splinter is a weeaboo. Do you know what that is?
Yeah. Yes.
So for our listeners who don't know, a weeaboo is a mostly derogatory slang term for a Western person who is obsessed with Japanese culture, especially anime.
Yes.
Often regarding it as superior to all other cultures. So I think this guy is doing wild cultural appropriation, right?
Okay.
Why does he have an accent? He's from New York. Yes. a vaguely Asian accent. Well, he's voiced by Jackie Chan, who's from Hong Kong.
Yes.
But ninja stuff is from Japan. Right? So, first of all, he's from New York.
Yeah.
So, he's clearly doing an impression of, movies he's seen.
Yes.
So... I don't know.
Maybe he's only watched Jackie Chan movies.
Listen to me.
Yes.
I'm cancelling Splinter. I'm doing it.
Oh no!
I've got out the big cancel button and I'm pushing it.
Splinter.
I'm pushing. I'm pushing the cancel button. People they're getting a notification on their phone. Everyone gets an SMS in the world. It says Splinter's cancelled. Right. So that's the first thing, right? Then I think there's quite a few parallels to draw with the first Spider-Verse movie.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
The first being the unorthodox animation style.
Yeah.
The director mentioned that he wanted it to look like concept art.
Yeah.
He said that it was inspired by sketches and how they tend to have exaggerated features, spikes, and random effect lines.
Yeah.
I really loved this.
Yeah.
I enjoy seeing different types of animation styles and letting the director be creative.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Disney movies, all of them have
very similar art
not
styles.
Who did Frozen?
I
I think it is Disney, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Disney.
Yeah. But yes, Frozen, Tangled, they're all
very
similar, right? It's just I love to see weird last year I went through Miyazaki's filmography.
Yeah.
Looking at hand-drawn animation is it's I don't know, you just enjoy it more.
Yeah.
I can't really explain it more than that. It's you can, I don't know, it's there's more craft to it, because you're doing it by hand. You're not letting a computer.
Yeah. There's something about it being imperfect that makes it seem so perfect.
Yeah. We enjoy the imperfections.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It adds character.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Right. The second parallel is they both have a banging score and music in general, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Like I said, the score, and like added so much atmosphere.
Yeah.
Right, and I've mentioned this a lot before, but I never used to pay attention to the music in a movie.
Yeah.
Now it's like one of the most important things.
Yes.
to me, right? Like, you know, maybe if the writing of the movie is bad, the music can still make you feel what you're supposed to be feeling by the writing.
Yes.
Right, because that's how powerful it is. Like, if you take notice of the sound, it's adds a lot to the experience, I feel.
Yeah.
Right. So my favorite sequence of this is when they're playing No Diggity.
No Diggity.
You know that song?
Bag it up.
Right? It's when the turtles are trying to find out about Superfly and they're going after the various
that
crime
montage.
bosses. Right?
Yeah.
So that sequence, the music used in that sequence was the best.
Yes.
I think the rest are like kind of hit or miss, but you know, that one is impeachable. That one is the the cream of the crop, you know.
I love the way they did that montage as well. Because I feel like...
I have another point to get.
No,
you can speak.
Yeah, it's just like I love the way... I feel like we don't see a lot of that kind of stuff where it's usually like they'll have like one crime boss and then they move on to the next one and then they like montage each one. Or like they have a fight scene for each one. But I like that they montage the fight scenes together for each boss. It's a very cool little... I don't want to say it's a new thing because it might be based off of something that I haven't seen.
So I was going to mention that in my note, right? But you see it a lot in live action.
Okay.
Where they like quickly cut between, you know, and they do like split screens where you see one person getting punched here, another person getting punched here.
Right.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But you very rarely see it in animation. That's what I was going to mention.
Okay.
That it's... Even though I think it would be easier to do in animation, right?
Yeah, definitely.
To get like the timing and stuff because you're drawing.
Yeah.
Right? But again, you very rarely see it. So yeah, I'm glad that they did this. That, you know, the creativity of this movie, it's so unique and which, you know, it's a weird thing to say, right? Where Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but yes, really enjoyed this, right?
Yeah.
The next thing is, I love the interplay between the turtles.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I saw a YouTube short of Seth Rogen saying that instead of recording everyone one by one, they all recorded together to improvise dialogue.
That's cute.
And it has a more natural feel to it.
Yeah.
Because they, you know, just kids.
Yeah.
Right? So Rogen is a collaborator with Judd Apatow.
Yes.
Do you know who that is?
I've heard the name.
Alright. He made The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Other movies.
Yeah. Those other movies that he also made.
He made a lot of funny movies, right?
Okay.
But that's... I think that's his most famous. I don't know. I'd have to check his filmography. Yeah. We'll do this in the cleanup next week.
Yeah.
So, Judd Apatow would, like, just get a bunch of comedians, give them, like, the scene outline, and then just let them riff.
Yeah.
You know, and they would... like come up with like the funniest possible jokes.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But in this movie, the comedians are the children.
Yeah.
It just sounds like how kids sound.
Yeah.
One of them unironically said the word Riz in a sentence, right? I know I've mentioned the word Riz before, but I was saying it ironically, you know, I was kind of making fun of it.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, does this person have the Riz? Ooh. But they just, again, unironically said it with earnest. I was so shocked. But yeah, I assume that's how children talk. Right?
Yeah.
Well, the kids I tutor, you know...
I would say that they're a bit younger.
Yeah, they're way younger.
Yeah.
But I was going to say they, like, from a poor area. So they don't watch, like, internet videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So they don't like speak like Americans.
Yeah.
So they don't like, that's not my experience with kids at all.
Yeah.
But you know, it just felt right.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I already mentioned that the transitions in the No Diggity scene.
Yeah.
The next thing is like in the middle of the movie. Donatello is a great driver.
Yes.
And he says it's based on playing a video game, which is the same plot of Gran Turismo. You know what parallel thinking is?
Yes.
So, like, do you know the movie No Strings Attached?
Yes.
No Strings Attached and... Fuck.
That other one.
The other one.
With
Right?
those other people, yes.
Like, there was one with Ashton Kutcher and Natalie Portman, and one with Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis.
Oh, Friends with Benefits.
Friends with Benefits,
Yeah.
right? They both had the same premise that, like, there were people in their 30s who were dating, but, you know...
Not really dating.
No,
Well-
like, and then one of their friends, they would just have sex with them,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yes.
That was the premise of both of them.
Yes.
2 Pinocchio movies came out last year.
Yeah.
The one with Channing Tatum...
Jump Street?
No, he saves the White House.
White House Down?
And Gerard Butler had the same...
Oh, Olympus Has Fallen.
Yes, right.
Yes, right.
Those came out in the same year as well.
Yeah.
Right? So there's this weird thing where Hollywood are just like... 2 competing movies will have the same idea. And it's crazy that it was Gran Turismo and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have the same plot.
Actually, slightly... How do I describe this? Like, a little bit more in depth about this. He says he learnt it from Forza, which is the direct competitor to Gran Turismo.
Wow! So it's like a Coke and Pepsi situation. They've chosen their sides.
Yeah.
Wow. This is like Edward versus Jacob in the Twilight Saga. Who will win? Forza and the other one.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo.
We see which side you're on.
I just know because like football teams,
Yeah.
they say like Forza.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
Forza
made me,
Milan.
that made me remind.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Why does Michelangelo have braces? You know, there's a scene where like, and it's like, yes, that makes sense because he's a teen.
Yes.
But the whole thing is that they don't trust you. So, you know, and then I started thinking about it. I'm like, did Splinter do this? He's doing experiments on the kids. He put in some weird metal that's been like in the sewers for years. That guy's gonna get gingivitis, bro. His gums are gonna be so fucked.
So my kind of like thought process to what's the word? To like justify why he has braces is that he had some really messed up teeth, obviously, and Splinter, from learning, he learned his like martial arts through videos and stuff.
There's no videos of dentists.
You can't prove
Come
that.
on now. And it was on TV. It's not like it's YouTube or something. He was watching regular TV. Is there a dentist channel where they teach you how to do dentist stuff?
There could be.
Stop the bullshit, man. Be serious.
We don't know what could be included in a DSTV subscription. There could be a dentistry channel.
He's not on DSTV. He lives in America.
On a cable subscription.
Yeah. But listen, I still don't like it. Splinter is abusing these kids. Nobody's talking about this, bro. He's so the Splinter fight scene, which again, I read a quote from Seth Rogen that said he based not him. He's not the animator.
He was that guy,
right? But the fighting style of Splinter is based on Jackie Chan movies.
Okay.
And I saw that a lot. Now, do you remember a few months ago?
Maybe.
Blank Check was covering Buster Keaton.
Yeah.
Right?
I do remember.
And I mentioned that Jackie Chan is a disciple of Buster Keaton.
Yes.
You can see the physical comedy in Jackie Chan, and by extension in this movie of Splinter, the physical comedy that stems from Buster Keaton. It's very cartoonish.
Yeah.
So watching it in an actual cartoon is very, is very fun. Like, if you watch Looney Tunes and Buster Keaton movies, like, it's very similar.
Okay.
They, you know, like, it's something like kids can understand. It's like a guy falling over.
Yeah.
That's just, you know, inherently funny, right? I just thought it was an excellent flip on Splinter to hear his words being echoed by the villain.
Oh, yeah.
The Fly saying, "Hey, rat, me and you are the same," was just a bit too on the nose.
Yeah.
You know, like, even the first thing, saying the exact words back, but with the, you know, his voice zooms in.
Yeah.
That was already too much on the nose.
Yeah.
But then him saying that extra thing just left a bad taste, you know. It's like, we get it, you don't need to. It's like, again, okay, well, this is a kid's movie.
Yeah.
So maybe a kid won't understand. They forgot a few minutes ago when, you know, they said the original line.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe you just want to reinforce the theme of the movie.
Yeah, I guess.
And then a mutant Voltron happens.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of mutants come together. I didn't like the villain.
Okay.
I thought he was just kind of, I don't know, he just talked in like rapper.
Well,
Like he's trying to be like a rapper. He was voiced by Ice Cube.
Yeah.
I understand that. But the character is very like, he's portrayed as like a gangster or like a stereotype of a gangster.
Yeah.
Right? Which, I don't know. Why did they choose that? I don't know.
I think they just wanted a badass to play the part, and they decided to get Ice Cube. And Ice Cube was like, I'm not going to do a voice.
No, but I'm saying, theoretically, this guy should be Magneto.
Okay.
Because, you know, the mutants in X-Men, they like... facing prejudice from humans, similarly to what's happening here, right?
Yeah.
And Magneto's solution is we need to enslave the humans.
Yes.
So this guy should theoretically be that Magneto style person, you know, the extremist who takes it, you know, too far. But I didn't feel that at all. Yeah. This guy just kind of goes mad. You know, he's not a principal villain with a cohesive worldview. Yeah. He just turns big and, you know, starts wrecking.
Yeah, it's something we mentioned in... Oh, I don't know what it was. But we mentioned, like, this person may have good points, but then they go insane. And then there's no point in them having good points because they're gone crazy. Yeah.
Jeff Bridges... Is his name Jeff Bridges?
I have no idea.
From Iron Man, the first Iron Man, Obadiah Stane.
Yeah.
He also just goes mad for no reason.
Yeah.
But yes, I've noticed that. People just don't know how to end a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, I really thought the third act was very cookie cutter.
Yeah.
The first, like, 2/3 of the movie, I was so in, you know, I was like...
Yeah.
This is great, bro. This is, like, I've been missing this, you know, like... Like I said, it gave me the same feeling when I watched the first Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I didn't watch it in theaters, but I did watch this in theaters.
Right.
But, But, yes, that third... I mean, the last third of the movie is where it lost me.
Okay.
It just, very...
Yeah.
I don't know how to properly convey what I'm saying. It's just, I felt we've seen this way too much.
Yeah.
It's in Ghostbusters, the Stay Puft Marshmallow. Marshmallow Man is just a, you know, Godzilla, which they directly reference.
Yeah.
But just because you reference it doesn't mean it's less of a shameless ripoff, you know. And then well, you haven't said anything. Well, do you want to say anything?
I've got very similar points to you, so I'm just going along with what you're saying and adding wherever.
Alright.
I've got something extra.
Well, I'm done. Well, I'm not done. I have one more, but you...
Okay. I like the gags.
Yes, I was going to say, sorry. Very funny movie.
Yeah.
So my favorite joke is, in the beginning where Splinter, he goes out into the world.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god, it's a giant rat. And some guy is like, no, it's just a guy in a rat.
Yeah.
And he touches him. He's like, oh, that was wrong. It's a rat. That was a terrific joke, bro. That made me burst out laughing.
It was also like...
And again, like, it speaks to the interplay between the characters. They were getting some zingers in on each other.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, all right, Batman. They were making fun of Leonardo for his crush on April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was, like, when Splinter goes through their stuff and he's like, oh, you guys want to be humans? I'm having a human night. And he says, say hi to Chris. And it's Chris Evans, Chris Pine, and Chris Pratt.
And he's taken, speaking about taking sides in the Gran Turismo Forza.
Yeah.
He took it aside on the Chris, the Chris
side.
The Chris fight. Between who's the best Hollywood Chris.
Oh.
Is it Pine? Is it Evans? Is it Pratt? Is it Hemsworth? Okay. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it, goddammit?
Well...
Take a side.
No,
take a side.
I refuse.
Take a side.
I will not.
Alright, well, I think he's right. I like Pine a lot.
Okay.
It's Captain Kirk.
Fair enough.
And he was in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
That being said, okay, Chris Pratt is lost. I think we can agree on that.
100%. He's a Pratt.
But anyway, it's the middle two that's the... I like Captain America more than I like Thor.
Oh. I like Thor more than I like Captain America.
But I also like Snowpiercer more than I like J-Extraction.
Fair.
So, I think Chris Evans 2, Hemsworth 3, Pratt 4. Although, I think we can get another Chris in and move Pratt to 5. Chris Sarandon, maybe. He's like 20 years older than the rest of them, but we including him. We're trying to knock Pratt further down.
We just bring in Ludacris.
It's no top 4 for him. He's not going to the Champions League of Chris's.
The Champions League of Chris's.
Yes, that was his local league of Chris's. And then, the worldwide league. But yes. The last thing I want to say is the post-credit scene introduces Shredder.
Yeah.
Which, again, very, very Marvel.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's like, Marvel does this. Why does everyone else have to do this now? It's...
Yeah.
I've said many times Marvel has been a...
Like, inspiration?
No. A ruiner of cinema, right? And it's stuff like this.
Okay.
Where people are always just trying to do Marvel stuff to replicate. And, I don't think they needed the sting at the end, Chris Nolan made fun of this in Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be done anymore.
Yeah.
After he spoke about JFK. Right?
Yeah.
So, are we done here?
Yeah, I would say so.
Alright. So now we would usually move on to our hugely popular third guy segment.
Yeah.
Right? Which we do every week.
Yeah.
But the third guy died.
Oh.
Well, the mind of the third guy. It was my body that...
yeah.
And, by the way, this new body that I'm in doesn't have a mustache.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't.
Right.
Oh, no.
And, the third guy told me the story about the body, so that's why I know.
Okay.
Right? But he was shaving the other day.
Oh.
And one side was uneven.
Okay.
So he cut the other side. But then it was still uneven, so he cut the other side. And it became Hitler. So and this happened to him when he was in high school. So he didn't want to take the chance, so he shaved the entire thing. Right? So he'd rather be clean shaven than Hitler. Right? So
that is reasonable.
He's just waiting a few days for it to grow back. And I guess now I'm waiting a few days for it to grow back.
Right.
But yes, I'm currently mustacheless. You didn't notice at all?
No.
Wow. That's fucked. That's fucked.
I'm sorry.
Well, how often do you see my identical brother?
Well, weekly.
Yeah. But I was saying, aside from that,
Yeah.
y'all don't hang out.
No.
Okay. I just assumed the two of you were doing stuff without me.
No.
All right.
I do more stuff with you than I do with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we don't do anything. So, yeah. So unfortunately, that guy got chappied into my body.
Yeah.
So we can't do the segment.
Yeah, so no
Yeah.
third guy segment, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
I have his script right here in my hand, but out of respect, we should just skip this one.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds good. Yes.
So now there's a very long recommendation section.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is we've been gone for 2 weeks.
That is
so I've
true.
just been adding everything. Right. So first is the penultimate movie in the Park Chan-wook miniseries called The Handmaiden.
Okay.
Have you heard of The Handmaiden?
Yes, I think so.
It is a hardcore 10.
Okay.
Quite easily one of the top 10, possibly top 5 movies of the 2010s.
Damn. Okay.
My friend has it as his number 1 movie in general.
Wild.
Yes, it's a insanely good movie,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So watch The Handmaiden.
Okay.
Right. And remember, this is the guy who made Oldboy.
Yeah.
He topped Oldboy with The Handmaiden.
Damn.
So, yeah,
Damn.
this guy's crazy. His body of work is crazy.
But also him.
Yeah, well, not crazy, just...
He's crazy good.
That's what I...
Yeah.
But anyway, the next movie I watched was The Fugitive.
Okay.
So, if you listen to movie discussions,
Yeah.
whenever someone wants to give an example of excellent acting,
Yeah.
they cite Tommy Lee Jones in The Fugitive.
That they do, yeah.
And if, like... Oh, do you know about this?
Yeah. I think you've mentioned it.
Alright.
Maybe not on the pod, but you've mentioned it.
Yes, but, I spoke about it. Well, it was our grandfather's birthday last week,
Yeah.
and I was speaking about The Fugitive.
Yeah.
I watched it, like, just before I came there.
It was like 2 weeks ago. But yeah.
It wasn't 2 weeks ago.
It must have
The
been.
week before last.
Yeah. Which is?
Okay, shut your mouth. Alright. So he won Best Supporting Actor for this role.
Yeah.
Now I've been meaning to watch it for a while. Because,
Okay.
like I said, just for that performance.
Yeah.
If you recall, a few episodes ago, I mentioned that I watched the Tim Burton movie Dark Shadows.
Yes.
And Dark Shadows is based on a 1960s TV show,
Yeah.
which made it feel very episodic.
Yeah.
But those episodes were very disjointed in that movie.
Yeah.
Similarly, The Fugitive is based on a 1960s TV show,
Okay.
right? But the scenes are much better stitched together.
Right. Okay.
Right, it flows into each other much better.
Yeah.
Than even though, like, you can see there's episodic elements.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, this section is clearly done.
Yeah.
Then this section, then this section. But I just enjoyed it a lot more. Right?
Fair
And
enough.
Harrison Ford is pretty good too. He's the titular fugitive.
Ah, right.
Tommy Lee Jones is the...
Supporting actor.
No, he's the sheriff that's chasing... Well, he's not a sheriff. He's just chasing him down. That's the...
Right.
He's the... What's it?
The antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Harrison Ford didn't kill his wife.
Oh, okay.
I just said Harrison wife. But yes, he was framed for killing his wife. And he's on the run.
Harrison wife didn't kill his Ford.
Yes.
Yes.
But there's a great scene where he's like, I didn't kill my wife. And Tommy Lee Jones is like, I don't care. But yes, I don't think it was that amazing.
Okay.
Tommy Lee Jones' performance, I mean.
Okay.
It's a lot to do more with the writing of that character more so than his performance.
Okay.
But yeah, I gave this movie a 9.
That's
Excellent movie.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. The next thing I watched is U.S. Marshals,
Okay.
which is the spin-off of The Fugitive,
Oh.
based on Tommy Lee Jones as a main character.
Oh, nice.
That's how popular And I mean, how well regarded his role was in The Fugitive. They made a spin-off just based on off the strength of that performance, right?
Yeah.
And again, it's just about him and his crew chasing down various
bad guys.
Yeah.
Fugitives.
Yes. And I liked it a lot as well. People rubbish this movie, obviously, because it's coming after such a great movie in The Fugitive.
Yeah.
But I liked it a lot. I gave it an 8.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he's still that character.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. But it's just, you know, not as tight as The Fugitive.
Yeah.
Then I watched Dumbo.
Oh.
The 2019 version.
Oh.
Which is the Tim Burton, the last movie in the Tim Burton miniseries.
Yeah.
I made a decision a while ago.
Okay.
Which was, I'm not going to watch any of the Disney live action remakes.
Yeah.
But
how'd that go for you?
I watched this by mistake.
Okay.
I knew it was Dumbo. I wasn't thinking about it as a... I thought it was an animated movie.
Oh.
That's why I thought they redid it as an animated movie.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was live action.
Yeah.
But I watched it, so this is the first live action Disney movie, and I didn't like it.
That's
well, I've seen the original Dumbo.
Yeah.
And this adds in some stuff because the original Dumbo is very short.
Yeah.
This adds in a lot of stuff that I find interesting.
Okay.
But on the whole, I don't think it's good.
That's fair.
Right. So this series started a few weeks ago, but I recently caught up. It's called My Adventures with Superman.
Okay.
It's a like baby show
Oh.
for kids, right?
Right.
To introduce them to the character of Superman.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't really have anything to say. It's like I said, it's a baby show.
Okay.
It's just a little bit of fun.
Fair enough.
Yeah. The premiere of the new and final season of Archer. Have you watched?
I am currently working my way through Archer. So, like I mentioned it, I think a couple weeks ago.
What season are you on?
5. I'm halfway through 5.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm on my way.
This is like season 14.
Yes, I know.
It's, yeah, but what's her name? I don't want to be disrespectful. Her name is Jessica something.
Mallory. Well.
Yes, she plays Mallory, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But she was the mother on Arrested Development.
Yes.
What did I say her name was?
Jessica.
Fuck, I can't remember. Well, I'll bring it up next week.
Yeah.
But she...
passed away.
Yeah, she passed away.
Yeah.
And she was an integral part of that show. I really miss Mallory.
Yeah.
They introduced a new character, but...
It's not the same.
It's not the same. Alright. Adventure Time, Fiona and Cake. So it's a continuation of Adventure Time.
Right.
But it's just following Fiona and Cake.
Ah.
Do you know who that is?
The princess.
No.
No, that's Princess Bubblegum.
Yeah.
Fiona. I know the name.
So the Ice King writes a fan fiction
Right.
of a gender bent Finn and Jake.
Yeah. Fiona and Cake.
Fiona and Cake.
Yeah. Right.
And Fiona is a cat.
Yeah.
And
Cake.
Fiona is a girl.
Yes.
Right?
Cake is a cat.
Cake is a cat.
Fiona's a girl. Yes.
Which proves the theory. Well, it's not a theory. It's a hard fact.
Yes.
That dogs are boys and girls are cats. I mean, yeah, cats are girls, dogs are boys.
Yes.
That's, you know, those are the two genders of animals, right? That's, everyone knows it, right?
What about like the rest?
Well,
they can
it's a spectrum, you know?
Yeah, okay.
You're thinking in terms of the gender binary.
Yeah.
You know, I'm...
in terms of the gender spectrum, then.
Yeah.
Got you.
You see, I'm looking at it from above. You're only looking at what's in front of you.
Yeah. I get you.
Anyway, then I watched Body Double.
Okay.
Which is Brian De Palma's take on Vertigo.
Okay.
Brian De Palma is a very big Alfred Hitchcock fan.
Right.
So this movie is both Vertigo and Rear Window put together.
Okay.
So this guy is a pervert,
I see.
and he likes to spy on people.
Right.
So he's watching this woman from a close house, and he watches her being murdered.
Oh.
So he's trying to solve the case.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
very interesting movie. I enjoyed it a whole lot.
Okay.
I gave it a 9, but I'm still thinking about it and whether or not I should give it a 10.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I doubt like a lot of people would like it. It's very like set to my taste, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big fan of Alfred Hitchcock,
Yeah.
especially Vertigo.
Fair enough.
My favorite is North by Northwest, but I do like Vertigo more as a second.
Okay.
Anyway, the next movie I watched was Decision to Leave,
Hey.
which is the final movie in the Park Chan-wook miniseries.
Yeah.
And once again, this guy made Oldboy,
Yes.
and he outed himself and made The Handmaiden.
Yes.
And I believe he outed himself and made Decision to Leave. I truly believe this is his best work to date.
Okay.
And it's such an unbelievable movie.
Okay.
It's just so unfortunate that it happened to come out in the same year as Avatar: The Way of Water.
Yeah.
Because that was my number 2 movie of last year. And yeah.
Yeah.
So I should mention that's obviously a hard 10.
Yeah. Right. Obviously.
Go without saying, but I should say it anyway.
Right.
Then I watched The Trial.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Let me go back. I watched Touch of Evil,
Okay.
which is a movie directed by Orson Welles.
Okay.
You know who that is?
No.
He directed Citizen Kane.
Oh.
We mentioned
Yeah.
him a while ago, right?
Yeah.
So I've been meaning to watch more of his movies.
Okay.
So I watched Touch of Evil, which people say is very underrated.
Okay.
And I didn't like it that much.
Okay.
It's very competently made, but I just didn't like the subject matter.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 7.
That's fair.
Then I watched The Trial, which is
Okay.
another Orson Welles movie, but based on the novel by Franz Kafka.
Okay.
It operates on dream logic. And it's
Oh.
very again, like you're in a dream.
Yeah.
So, weird things happen.
Yeah.
So it's a surreal movie, which I enjoy a lot.
Yeah.
I gave it a 8. The thing is, it's very slow in certain parts. So,
Yeah.
Then I watched The Wicker Man, the 1970s one, not the remake.
Okay.
It's about a guy who's investigating a murder on an island
Right.
of these pagans.
Okay.
And, they have a ceremony where they burn a big, what's it called?
Wicker Man.
A wicker man. Right. So he's trying to solve the case before the Wicker Man event.
Oh, right.
Because he suspects that they're going to sacrifice her. She's going to be burnt with the
Wicker Man.
Yeah. So he believes that she's still alive, just being held somewhere.
Yeah, until they eventually burn everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The final movie I have here is The Day of the Jackal.
Okay.
It's I can't remember what year this movie came out in, but it's about a hitman trying to assassinate Charles de Gaulle,
Oh.
which is a real event that happened.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But it reminded me a lot of JFK,
Oh.
which is the movie detailing how JFK died. Right. But it had that similar feel, trying to assassinate a politician, and it was just like a masterclass in tension.
Okay.
Because they set up in the first 5 minutes that this guy's an assassin. He's a pretty great assassin, and he's going to attempt to kill Charles de Gaulle.
Okay.
And the tension just ratchets, and
It
builds
just-
and builds
yeah.
and builds and builds and builds and
You think it's found its peak, and then it
Yes,
builds
it
a
keeps
little
on
bit
building,
more.
yes. And
Yeah.
he keeps going, and then it's released in a very wonderful way.
Okay.
So, great movie. I give it a 9.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Well, I'm still deciding,
Okay.
but for now I have it as a 9. Yourself?
I started watching Black Mirror in these past couple weeks.
So which ones have you watched? And spoiler alert for these because, again, they're anthology, so
Yeah.
if you want to speak about it, you have to speak about the spoiler.
Yeah.
So which have you watched?
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me...
Can you not remember the premise?
I...
Just say the basic premise and I'll remember.
So I've watched Jonah's Awful, which is...
the new season. I thought you were watching from the beginning, like season 1.
I didn't realize that I started watching from season 6. Although I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, the anthology episodes. But
yeah.
I thought you watched from the beginning. But yes, what do you think about Jonah's Awful?
I don't know. Like I quite enjoyed like the way, okay, like massive spoiler alert here. I really liked the way that they had the multiple dimensions. Like I found that very cool, where it's like
the different levels.
Yeah, the levels. I really, really enjoyed that.
The Michael Cera cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember, but I think that was my favorite of this. No, it wasn't.
Oh no. Okay.
And the second one you watched?
Loch Henry.
That is my favorite one.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah.
Very disturbing one.
Yeah. It's so creepy, but it's a lot of fun.
This is the thing. I usually see the twist coming, and I didn't see this.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, it was very obvious.
Yeah.
I was just, it's one of those ones where you feel so silly because everything was right in front of you.
Yeah. It's there, but you don't piece it together until it happens. Yeah.
Next.
No, that's it.
You said you watched 3.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought I watched 3.
Jesus.
Turns out I didn't. Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening.
Yeah. Thank you.
Please remember to rate, review, subscribe, give a like, etc. Importantly, it needs to be a 5-star review.
It has to be.
Well, the third guy died.
Oh.
You're gonna give it less than a 5-star review. That's kind of fucked,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. It feels like you're disrespecting his memory.
Yeah.
Like,
in memoriam of the third guy.
The thing is,
you have to.
We need to remember the dead.
Yeah.
These people are acting like he was never really here.
Yeah.
And I find that insulting.
Yeah.
So 5 stars.
Yeah.
5 stars.
Has to be. Come on.
Otherwise, I'm gonna cry. Well, I was gonna cry anyway over the death of my identical twin brother, but even more tears now because you are disrespecting his death.
Yeah.
So yes, 5-star reviews and tell a friend because,
Yeah.
Just because, fuck's sakes.
Yeah. Just because. Please.
Anyway, please subscribe on Patreon to listen to our movie commentaries.
Yeah.
Although for the past couple of weeks, it's just been TV commentaries.
Yeah.
Which, much shorter, which...
but still a lot of fun.
Yeah. I honestly believe they've been more fun than the movie commentaries. The thing is, like, movie commentaries take too long. And like I said, there's too much of a chance of it going wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So you can find all our links at PAICIP.com. That's PAICIP.com.
Yeah.
Please tell a friend. Tell that friend to tell a friend. Tell a family member.
Tell literally everyone.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
So, bye.
Cheerio.
R.I.P. the third guy.